Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am super excited to share with you my drugstore makeup for beginners kit. I think that there are so many great brands at the drugstore. I think you're going to find that I've got a trend of top 3 beloved drugstore brands. I want to hear from you guys down below if there are any products that I've missed that you think are just like holy grail status drugstore products, because there are so many out there and I probably haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg for the drugstore brands. But let's go ahead and talk about the items I think belong in a beginner's kit. So, as a disclaimer, I want to give you guys options, so I will give multiple options for different things. I do not think you have to have all of these things necessarily, all of the options. I just love to have options available to me. I'm a person who likes to have choice. I also can only speak to products that I have used for my own particular skincare or face needs. You kind of have to assess for yourself what you want as well. So, starting off with primers, I have always been somebody who really likes primers. The effective primer is that it can really help everything just sort of gel to your face. I kind of think of it as like face glue, and it keeps everything where it belongs, which I'm a really big fan of. I personally really have been enjoying the Covergirl Outlast All Day Primer. It's relatively new to the market, but what I like about it is that it is not silicone based, so it doesn't feel like Vaseline going on your skin. It feels really lightweight. It gets soaked into my skin really easily, and I don't need very much to spread over my face, which I like, and it gels really nicely with my BB cream or foundation. However, I also do really like the Maybelline Baby Skin. This is the Instant Pore Eraser. This is silicone based, so it does have that sort of Vaseline type of texture. That doesn't bother me. If you're somebody who has more noticeable pores, you may enjoy this. I don't think it's the godsend for pore erasing, but it definitely doesn't hurt. And it also does a nice job acting as that glue and making everything stick to my face a bit better. So either one of these, you can't really go wrong. I think it comes down more to your preference of, do you want something silicone based or non-silicone based? For eyeshadow primer, a hidden gem I have not talked much about on my channel, but I really do enjoy. It is the Wet n Wild by Fergie. This is the shimmer eyeshadow primer, but they also make it in a matte form, which serves as more of a neutralizer. I own that, but I've used it all up and I'm working on this one right now. What I like about this, and the fact that it's shimmery, is similar to the Urban Decay primer potions. These can serve as both a primer and as an eyeshadow base. This has just the right amount of shimmer in it where it could be worn on its own, even though I don't really use it that way. It also really helps to make eyeshadows pop and be a bit more pigmented. Alright, now that you have primed your face, you gotta put something on it. And for that, I have 2 choices. You guys know I am more of a lightweight coverage kind of person. I don't have tons of blemishes on my face, and I also have freckles, and I feel like I don't look like myself if you can't sort of see through my skin and see my freckles. So I'm someone who errs more on the lighter kind of coverage. So if you're somebody like me, you're going to love either one of these products. The first is my Holy Grail BB Cream. It's the Maybelline Dream Pure BB 8-in-1 Beauty Balm, and it also has Salicylic Acid. There are 2 types of this, the one without salicylic acid and the one with it. I personally like the salicylic acid. I think that it does help prevent my skin from being oily and creating any additional breakouts that makeup can sometimes create. I'm a big fan of this. It only comes in a few shade options, which is kind of a bummer. I wear the light medium sheer tint, which I believe is the lightest in the line. I stinking love this stuff. It's super lightweight. I apply it really easily. It blends into my skin with no problems. It's just an all-in-all fabulous product. Now, for somebody who wants just a hair more coverage than BB cream can offer, I present to you the Maybelline Dream Wonder. This is the Fluid Touch Foundation. It's an oxytate sunscreen, SPF 20. I wear the number 10 Porcelain Ivory. This has a really interesting applicator. It kind of drips off the end here. What I like about that is it makes it really easy to just dot some on your face and blend it in, or do what I do and put it directly on your hand and then blend it in. This, again, gives a bit more coverage as a foundation is supposed to, but it's also sheer enough where I can still see my freckles a little bit through there. I might have a few blemishes that kind of get covered up. So I really like this stuff. I think it's great, and there are a lot of different shades in the line, so I think that you're someone, if you have much darker skin than me or even a few shades darker than me, you're probably apt to find a really good match in that line. For concealers, I have a number of them. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection. It's a skin tone adapting concealer. It's a 2-in-1. It is designed to conceal and highlight. I like this for a number of reasons. One, it is able to cover up the blue bags I tend to get underneath my eyes, but also be able to highlight them without being cakey, and it doesn't crease on me, which has been a really big problem. I have fine lines underneath my eyes, and I tend to have creasing happen with a lot of concealers. This does not do it. It has a kind of quirky applicator. It has a brush here, which is kind of weird at first because you squeeze the product out and then kind of paint it on. But I like that because I get really nice precision with it, and it's just a really awesome concealer. I would highly recommend this. I thought for a while it was going to be discontinued because Walgreens had it on clearance, but I have seen it make a comeback, and I am very pleased for that. The other concealer I have is designed more to work on blemishes or discoloration on your skin, and those would be the Physicians Formula Concealer Twins. I love these because it comes with two types of concealer. The one is a color combating side, and the other is what you use to cover that color. So, for example, green is designed to combat redness. So what I'll do if I have a couple of blemishes, I'll put the green on, I'll blend it over that blemish, and then I'll cover it with the concealer, and it's gone. Yes, you can still kind of see a raised bump on your skin, but as far as its coloration goes, it's gone. It's not cakey. It holds up all day. These are really, really great. I've also used this one, which is the yellow-based one, to cover up my under eye circles. It can be a little heavy for my particular taste, but I've also used it elsewhere on my face if I have, again, some discoloration that I want to get rid of. These work really great. They're really awesome, and the fact that you get two concealers in one is really, really effective. Now, moving on to my favorite part, which is eyes. I just love eye makeup. I think it's so much fun to play with, and I've got a ton of options for you guys. This is a really hard category for me because I have so many drugstore loves in here, but the things that I've picked, I am really, really happy with. So first we'll start with eyeshadow bases. I had mixed feelings about including this, but the bottom line is I think, in my experience, drugstore shadows work a lot better when there is a colored base to build off of. So my advice to you is to pick a color that you think would work as a base for a variety of shades. So for me personally, I tend to like more of the brown colors or the tan colors, and occasionally I like some pink colors on my eyelids. So I tend to gravitate towards 3 different types of bases. 2 of them come from the Maybelline Color Tattoo. The first is Inked in Pink. This is a beautiful color to be able to provide that nice pop for any of the pinky types of eyeshadows that I wear. My second favorite Maybelline Color Tattoo, which I don't have because I panned it earlier this year, is the Barely Branded. That to me is the perfect neutral shade. I wore it under so many different eyeshadow colors, so if I only had to recommend one to you, I'd recommend that one. The other ones that I really like are actually from e.l.f. They're the e.l.f. Smudge Pots. I actually wrote the name at the top of mine, but the Gotta Glow shade is a golden color, and it works just as well as Maybelline Color Tattoos. I find myself using these more just because I have more of the colors and I use more of them more often, but you can tell I made a really healthy dent in this one, and Gotta Glow works really well as a nice base to use as well. So once you have that creamy eyeshadow on your lid, you are ready to now apply the actual powder shadow. And this makes me so excited. I've got a bunch of different options. So here we go. The first one I have actually comes from NYC. It's the individual eyes, and they're meant for different eye colors. Don't follow those. You put whatever color on your particular eyelids that you like. This, I believe, is meant for brown eyes. I don't got brown eyes, but I love this particular palette. What I like about this is it, one, gives you 4 color options, so you can do more than one look with this. They also break down on the back here by number how to apply this. I'll tell you guys from experience, I did not get into makeup until probably late into college, and even then I would buy makeup and not know how to apply it, and I'd get so frustrated because a lot of my friends would say to me, oh, just play with it, just figure it out. That didn't really help until YouTube came along, and it really is true. Watch YouTube videos all you want, but at the end of the day, playing with makeup and figuring out what works for you is really the only way to figure out how to apply makeup and how to apply it in the way that you like. These colors are so easy to apply. They blend really well. This particular palette also comes with a highlighter and a base that you can use. And what's nice about this base is that it's designed to neutralize your eyelid. So if you have any veins or discoloration on there, this will help combat that. And this highlight works really well as a really nice highlight either for your inner corner or for your brow bone. All in all, I think these are really great palettes. I've used just a couple of these in the line, but I've heard great things about all of them. I'm just a very big fan of the Midtown Mauves in particular. Another option that I have for you is this Maybelline Quad. They have repackaged these, but this one they have still kept around. This is in the shade Emerald Smokes. This is somebody who definitely wants more of a color on their eyelids. It has these beautiful olivey green colors in here, and I definitely use this with other neutrals. I tend to mix it with the NYC neutral quad. This one is in Best of Broadway. These two together are just beautiful. I just absolutely love these. I will say, fair warning with Maybelline, their quads can be hit or miss. If you want me to do a more in-depth review of all of the ones I have, like a hits and misses of the Maybelline quads, because trust me, when I first got into makeup, these were all I was buying. I can totally do that for you guys. Again, many of them, even though they repackaged them, they've kept the same quads together. I'm happy to do a review on that. Just let me know down below. But what I like about this is it labels, you know, base, crease, lid, liner, and again, it outlines for you on the back a number of different looks you can do, which I just like that you have more options in it. The last one that I have that I want to rave to you guys to is one that I think is really designed for somebody who wants to have that simple, no guesswork, I put this there and that's the look I get and it's a one look kind of deal. That would be the Wet n Wild Trios. This one in particular is Walking on Eggshells. You guys know I'm obsessed with this. I'm panning this right now and I've actually hit pan on here already. This is just a beautiful trio. It labels for you clearly in the shadows, brow bone, crease, and lid. And it, you know, just makes it so simple for you to know, okay, this is the brow bone, this is the crease, and this is the lid. And these are also really pigmented as well. And it's just very simple. There's no thinking about it. I know where to put these. It's a really straightforward process. I think these are all really great options. I know there are more out there, so please tell me in the comments below your favorites because you guys know I'm an eyeshadow junkie and I cannot wait to go pick up more. All right, now on to liner. I am a really big fan of felt tip liners and I have two recommendations. The first is a straight up felt tip, what looks like marker. It comes from Physicians Formula. It's the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Felt Tip Eyeliner and Serum. What's nice about this is I hold it much like I hold a marker, so it's very user friendly. I have precision with it. I can quickly draw a line on with no guesswork. I think it makes it really simple, especially if you're new to this type of eyeliner. I know people definitely like to use pencil. I'm not a pencil girl, so I think this is a great happy medium with somebody who wants to use something more than pencil, but isn't necessarily precise with how they do that, or, you know, is kind of new to using it. I think this is really great. A step up, so when you kind of are in like maybe the intermediate phase or you're somebody who is a lover of the cat eye, I give you the Physicians Formula. This is again the same name. It's the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Serum and Eyeliner, but it has a super precise tip on it. This is definitely not necessarily something that's straightforward to use, but it can give you the nicest cat eye, and for somebody who doesn't necessarily rock a cat eye very often because I'm not very good at it, when I do, I go for this because I can get a really exact, quick, precise movement, but you have to have a steady hand for this or it can get a little bit out of hand. But I think both options are really great depending on what you like. I've heard people compare this to the Kat Von D eyeliner. I've never used that, so I can't speak to it, but people who have switched over to this from the Kat Von D have not gone back and they're very happy, so an option out there for you. All right, now on to lashes. I have two choices. The first is, again, Physicians Formula, Do We See a Trend? This is the CC Curl Care Mascara. It has kind of a weird wand. It has, as you can see here, a curved plastic wand. And what's nice about this is it's designed to seriously curl your lashes. It even claims you don't have to use an eyelash curler to get a nice curl. And let me tell you, I've used it both ways. I've used it with an eyelash curler and without, and the results have been fantastic. My lashes look so curled to the high heavens. I love this mascara. It is one of my favorites. I have been holding off on using it because I have so many mascaras to use, but I repurchased like 2 or 3 bottles of this. This stuff is really, really awesome. I just can't get enough of this, and the claims on here are pretty true. Now, I don't have lashes that point down or are kind of fussy, so if you do, I don't know if it'll have the same great results, but I definitely think this is a great mascara. The other one that I have is from Covergirl. This is the Covergirl Lash Blast Volume. This is, again, a plastic wand. It has these nice full bristles on it, and this just gives you super, like, totally voluminous lashes. I just think that they are really awesome. They look really full, really pretty. People have thought I was wearing fake eyelashes before when I was wearing this, and it's just this mascara. So either one of these are a great option for you. Now we're moving on to the rest of the face products. We're talking cheeks. We're talking a little bit of bronzer, because I don't know about you, but my pale skin needs a little bit of assistance. And for that, I have the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. I have 2 choices. What's nice about these 2 choices is it depends on your preference. One of them is a matte-based choice, and the other has a little bit of shimmer in it. The first one that is completely matte is in Fiji. These are just really nice because these colors, I think, can work no matter what your skin tone is because they are so pigmented. I have to use a very gentle hand with both of these because if I'm not careful, I'm going to look like a clown with tons of makeup on my face. So that's what I like about these, is that they're really versatile, it can really work to meet your needs, and they're super cost effective. The other one that's available has a bit of shimmer in it, and this is in St. Lucia. This was the first one that e.l.f. came out with before they made a matte version, and again, I like this because very pigmented. I like how this blush just has the nice, like, right amount of color. It reminds me a little bit of the Dandelion from Benefit. I think these are really awesome duos, and again, they're really inexpensive, and you're getting 2 products that you can use on your face to do 2 different things, which is pretty stinking awesome. All right, the last things I have are lip products, and you guys know I'm not a super big lip person, but there are a few lip products that I absolutely love. The first is a lip care item. I have this Nivea Kiss of Care Care and Color Sheer Pink Lip Care item. This is just a beautiful moisturizing type of product. I put this on when I put primer on to help kind of keep my lips nourished and be ready to actually apply a lip gloss or another lip product. It claims to have a little bit of color in it. This to me is not a color product, but I like it for the moisturizer that it has in it. So for that, I recommend this to you. For actual color, I've got 2. The first is the NYX Butter Glosses. These have such a range of color. They go from really light, which are the colors I like, to very deep and dark. So depending on what you want, you can find it. This is in the color Vanilla Cream Pie. This is like a Your Lips but better type of product. I just love it. They last a long time. They're not super sticky on your lips. They're very easy to apply. I don't even need to use a mirror when I put this on. I just slap it on, I'm good to go, and it lasts for a pretty long time. The other one that I have is yet another Maybelline product. Clearly, I like me some Maybelline. This is the Elixir Rose Redefine, which is in 90. I really like the applicator on this. It has kind of a kick to it, and it has more of a flat base, which makes it super easy to apply. You get just the right touch of color where you can tell that you've put something on, but it doesn't scream or jump in your face. It's very natural. There are, again, lots of different colors in this range, but I've only ever tried this one. I just think it's really, all in all, a fabulous product. So there you guys have it, all the items and some options that might work for you for a beginner's starter kit. I would love to hear from you guys about any drugstore finds or products that you are thinking that I am sorely missing. I would love to hear from you guys. I do couponing for drugstore makeup. I'm going to include that in this little series this week to kind of talk to you guys about how I can get all this makeup for a fraction of the price that it retails for, and I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.